babes, it's me, Shannon for Brown Girl Bella, back to bring more lips, lashes, and luxury. This channel is not your regular, ordinary, run-of-the-mill luxury beauty channel. It's a whole lot more. And if you want to see just how much more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then tap that notification bell so you're notified each and every time that I go live or upload a video. And for all those returning, welcome back. All right, so today is Monday, and you know what we do on Mondays. On Mondays, darling, we McGrath, Pat McGrath that is, and I gotta say, I have to pause. She gave us 10 palettes. She gave us 10 beautiful, wonderful, luxurious palettes, darling. And today I'm going to be ranking all 10 of her large Mothership palettes. These Mothership palettes retail for a whopping $125. Yes, I have 10 of them. You do the math. I digress. Today, we're going to rank all of my Motherships starting from number 10, which is my least, I won't say favorite because they're all my favorites because I got them, but the ones that I reach for the least to the ones I reach for the most. And since the last time that I did this ranking, it has changed quite a bit with the release of the 10th palette. So without further delay, let's jump into my top 10 Mothership palettes by Pat McGrath. Brown Girl Bella. If you're new here, hello, my name is Shannon and I have a Pat McGrath problem. My problem is I can't stop buying them. I don't care what she comes out with, I'm buying it. Even the nail polish that she's releasing soon. I don't care what it is, I'm getting it. But I have to say, my first love for her really started when she released these Mothership palettes. I love these palettes. Yes, I did a ranking from least used to most used, but I have to say every single one of these palettes you can't go wrong with because you can create such wonderful looks, whether it be daytime friendly, nighttime friendly, or a wow thing for Miss Brooklyn is on one today. All right, let's say hello to everybody so the folks at home can see. Yes, that's Brooklyn, Miss Brooklyn Princess. My B Diddy. She be up in all my videos. Yep, all of them. Let's get into these top 10, starting with number 10. So number 10, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this palette. This palette, the packaging that I have is not the original palette that this product came in. I didn't like the packaging from the original, but when she re-released it in this packaging, I had to get it. So it's one of the newer ones in my collection because I waited until this release to pick it up, but it is Mothership number 4 Decadence. This is the Star Wars limited edition collection. Decadence is a palette that Mother Pat released as a all shimmer palette. It's the only one in her Motherships that is an all shimmer palette. So there are no mattes in here. These are all shimmer colors. She also did not do any of her specialty shades, which usually are reserved for this corner right here. So again, this is something that she totally took a departure from her ordinary way that she does her palettes in this Mothership. So the reason why I don't reach for it as often is a couple of reasons. One, because this is a limited edition palette. When she released this, you probably won't be able to get it anymore, and if you are able to get it, it's going to cost you a lot of money because she does not have it in her available on her website anymore. So it's not available on her website. You can't get a hold of it. It's limited edition, and it's all shimmer. So this is something that I would use in collaboration with one of her other palettes. So throw on some mattes and then go in here, or use another matte from another makeup collection and then use these to enhance that look. So you can use it that way. I've also used this palette as like a one and done, but as you can see from its more pristine look, as you get into the collections, and especially as we get to the top 5, you'll see why, because the ones that I reach for the most look very different from how this looks. So this is number 10. This is Decadence Mothership number 4. Number 9 is her number 1, her first palette. This is Mothership number 1 Subliminal. This palette is a cool tone palette, and it is for those neutral lovers. Because it's so neutral in its presentation, this is not one that I reach for a whole lot. However, the standout shades for me in here are the Lilac Dust, which is this color here. Of course, the blue, which is Blitz Blue, which is a little bit different from her quad that she did a Blitz Blue in. I think this Blitz Blue is a little deeper than the one she did in her quad for the holiday a little while back. And this color right up here, this VR Violet, is a beautiful specialty shade. It's like a multi-chrome. So you're going to get magenta in here, you're going to get the violet in here, you're going to get a little mix of blue. I love mixing these two together and then putting this in the inner corner. Such a beautiful look. So it's not one that I reach for often, but when I do have some favorites in here that I like to utilize. So this is number 9. This is Subliminal Mothership number 1. At number 8 is this palette. This is Sublime Mothership number 2. Again, it's not that I don't like this palette, it's just that I don't reach for it as often as I probably could or should. Some of the standouts for me in here though are the Astral Ghost Orchid. I love that for the inner corner and also for the brow bone. The one next to it, the Blitz Emerald, oh my gosh, such a beautiful shade. A one and done with the extreme black over here as like a liner. Beautiful. And then these shades right here, I would say are very neutral and can be used for every day. If you want to add a little pop of color, you can throw in here, which is the Bronze 005. Next to it is the VR Nectar. That's another one and done beautiful shade that you can utilize in the summer. And as well as Iconic, which is this one right here, is a beautiful one and done shade with maybe this one here, which is called Dark, as your crease color. Beautiful palette. Again, it is my number 8, but that is just because I don't reach for it as often as some of the other ones, but it's a beautiful palette nonetheless. Number 7 should have been my number 1 because this was the first palette that I was supposed to pick up and purchase. However, when I went to Sephora, this palette was sold out. It is number 3, Subversive. This palette is phenomenal. Again, it's only ranked here because there have been others that have been released since this palette has been released that I reach for a lot more, but this palette is gorgeous. I bought it for Gigabyte, which is this color right here, which to me is one of her standouts in all of her palettes, Motherships, hands down. Whenever I wear this and people know about Pat McGrath, they instantly say, that's Gigabyte that you're wearing, right? It's so iconic and so legendary all on its own. I'm surprised she has not released it as a single. That's how popular and how beautiful this shade is. The other standouts for me are Blitz Amethyst, which is down here. The Black Metal shade over here. And then this shade up in the corner, Night Creature. Again, beautiful color. She just released it in one of her minis that she just did a few months ago. So this is available in a mini version. And I love these colors in here. VR Pink is another one that I like to use as a one and done shade. I also like to combine these two together as well to make a beautiful eye palette look, eye color look. So this palette, again, love it. It's a little funkier on this side than her normal colors, which are more subdued on this side of the aisle versus this side where she has a little bit more fun with the specialty shades. But I love that about this palette. I love that you can really have fun and create really interesting, beautiful looks that can be neutral and everyday or can be a little bit outside of the box. So this is my number 8 palette. Sorry, did I say 8? This is my number 7 palette. Number 7. All right, number 6 is this one, and this is Bronze Seduction. This has been awarded lots of accolades. I believe Allure named it Palette of the Year when it was released. This palette is one of their cult classics out there for eyeshadow palettes. I love this palette. Again, it is ranked here because there have been so many others that have come out since then, but truly it is a beautiful palette to work with. So many ways that you can make eye looks here. The Extreme Aubergine is a beautiful plummy color. Next to it, Glitty Pleasure is beautiful. That's one that I always dip into. Same with the top color here, Bronze Blaze, beautiful. Of course, you know I love all things rose gold, so that Rose Gold 005 right up here, I absolutely love. Whenever I want to do a rose gold look, that's one of the first ones that I reach for. The Fire Opal and the Astral Lunar Gold, which make up these two here, very fun to play with. And then every holiday I am playing with this color right here, which is Blitz Flame, and one of the only like red metallics that I have that I instantly know every time I use it I'm going to get compliments on that color. So this is my number 6 palette. Alright, we are now at the midway section. Let's get on with it with number 5. This is Mothership number 6, which is Midnight Sun. This is a palette that I got for my birthday. I love this palette. This palette is one that I reach for a lot, especially during this time of year, ending up the summer and heading into the fall season. It gives me every kind of pumpkin spice latte feels with this color down here, which is called Taboo. This color up here, which is a beautiful terracotta shade. This is Vermilion Venom. The reason I got this color and this palette is because of Wicked Envy, which is this color right here. That's the reason why I got this palette to begin with. And then this palette up here, Blood Moon 005, is phenomenal. This shade gives you that glitter and that beautiful metallic shimmer eye that everyone loves right now. It can be used as a one and done. Same with the rest of these specialty shades. This one right here reminds me of my daughter because she loves purple, and so it was her favorite color, and so I like to use this in memory of her. That's Blitz Emerald, Blitz Violet Orchid, which is a beautiful purple shade that I like to use in memory of my daughter. So I like to use that as a single shade all over the eye and just line my eyes with either this brown or one of Mother's pencils. So this is my number 5 palette. Number 4 is very special to me as well as the next ranking palette. This one is Divine Rose number 2. This is Mothership number 7. So I love this because it is in the limited edition pink packaging. Gotta love it. And when I open it up, here is the color story contained within. So I gotta say, Valoria is one of my favorites. That's this color right here. And then Lovelace is another one that I love. That's here. Rose Dusk, this here is beautiful, and I like to use Rose Dusk with the one next to it, which is VR Rose Venus. But again, you cannot go wrong with any of these shades. I actually have this palette again, so that's why it is so pristine. So I have to say, this is one of those palettes that I reach for quite often. So again, this is the palette that I was just talking about. This is the regular one in the black lacquer. This is the reason why I don't use the other one, is because this one is the one that I utilize most often. So I just wanted to show you why I have it ranked here, because this is a palette that I use quite often. So there you go. And did I fail to mention that Mother Pat herself gave me that palette when it was released? Yes, she did. Okay, number 3 is this palette. This is Utopian Dream, which is Mothership number 9. I really enjoyed this palette. I didn't think I was going to like it because I was expecting something else from her previews. I thought it was going to be really rainbow-like and really iridescent, and you get some of that, but far and away it really is a neutral palette with pop. So the shades that I love, of course, the specialty shades over here, which are messy, so you know I've already been dipping quite heavily into this. Astral Amethyst Moon, this one right here, is one of my standout favorites. I like to use it with Extreme Plum Noir all over the eye and then add that to the center of the eye. But also Shockwave, I love this one right here, Blitz Sextreme. I enjoy tremendously. It combines two of my favorite colors, pink and green, to create this outer worldly color that is both trio chrome and fantastic. I like to use it as a one and done shade, but I also love to use it in collaboration with Shockwave as well. Cosmic Bloom is another one that I love to use all over the eye as well. And then this one up here, which is called Bronze Desire, is a fantastic shade to use as well as a one and done shade. So this is my number 3 palette. It is Utopian Dream, Mothership number 9. Alright, so if you love Pat McGrath the way I love Pat McGrath, you already know what my top 2 are. But for those who don't, let's get into it right now. At number 2 is her newest one. This is Moonlit Seduction, Mothership number 10. Wow. I didn't think I was going to like this palette because one, I thought it was going to be much different, but as I am using it, I am so excited to have this in my collection. It gives me shades that I wouldn't ordinarily think to combine together in a palette like this, but now that I see it up close, it is gorgeous. I love every single color in here. I've utilized just about every single color. I know it doesn't look like it, but trust me, I have utilized every single color. Lilac Aurora, which is Astral Lilac Aurora. This color here is my most used, along with Extreme Nocturne, and then VR Sexy. This color right here is one of my standout favorites as well. And Platinum Dusk, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm so excited to use that all over the eye and then do like a nice smoked out wing using this shade. So that is my number 2. Which leaves now my number 1 palette, and that is this one right here. This is Mothership number 8, Divine Rose number 2. So Divine Rose number 1, you know I said that is my favorite, but this one here, Divine Rose number 2, oh my gosh. First of all, it's in limited edition rose gold packaging. You already know I am a sucker for rose gold. That alone gives it a plus up in my book. But then all of the colors in here, the VR Sextraterrestrial, the Rose Seduction, Divine Mink, which I have as a single and I have here as well, is one of my favorites. Naked Blush, which you can use as a blush and you could also use as an all over matte shade, and then deepen it with this color here, Extreme Burgundy. So that is my number 1 palette. So there we have it. That is all of my Pat McGrath 10 palettes ranked from number 10 all the way through to number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And until we meet again, you have now been Bellified.